In this video, I am going to review about the Sigmund Freud's The Ego and the Id. On the basis of psychoanalysis theory, Sigmund Freud had dissected the mental life of human being and shown to us how the human mind works. So on the basis of psychoanalysis theory, Sigmund Freud had written many books. So this book, Ego and the Id, it's part of that series. In this book, Sigmund Freud had explained various concepts of psychoanalysis theory like the consciousness and unconsciousness, the three elements of personalities as well as two types of instincts that existing within human mind. That was discussed by Sigmund Freud in this book. In the first chapter, Sigmund Freud had talked about the two types of mental divisions, consciousness and unconsciousness. Especially he talked about the significant role played by unconsciousness in deciding the human behavior. And he also pointed out the relationship between the repressed desire and unconscious memory. And in the next two chapters, Sigmund Freud had pointed out the existence of three elements of personalities, the id, ego and the superego. The unique contributions, interplay and interactions, conflicts between these three elements decides the complex human behavior. Have you ever noticed a strange behavior that existing within ourselves? Some kind of desire that may arise in your mind. And following that, some kind of resistance also building in our mind. So desires as well as the resistance that will happen within ourselves. For some kind of desire, that resistance will give a sense of guilt for ourselves. This may look like a strange behavior, the desire as well as the resistance and sense of guilt. But here, Sigmund Freud clearly pointed out the interplay between the three elements of personalities, id, ego and the superego. This is the reason behind all this happening. So by reading this book, you can unlock a mystery about yourself by knowing the desires as well as the resistance that existing within yourself. And in the next chapter, Sigmund Freud pointed out the existence of two types of instincts, life instincts as well as the death instincts. And he also pointed out the interrelations and the conflict existing between elements of personalities as well as these two instincts. And the last chapter, Sigmund Freud discussed about the significant role played by the ego, how the reactions given by the person's ego decides the neurotic behavior of the person. That decides the personality of any person. That was discussed by Sigmund Freud in this book. So if you are a person from non-psychological background means, then this book will be a little difficult to read. But it is possible if you have a patience and curiosity. First, you have to familiarize yourself with basic terminologies used by Freud in this book. For that, I have given a link in the description box. Once you've done that means, then reading this book will be much easier for you. I have read this book 4 times and even the 4th time, I have reread many paragraphs and many pages to get comprehend about Freud's idea. So if you are a person from non-psychological background means, you may also feel that difficulty. But don't hesitate to read again and again until you get clear with the concept. Once you have done this means, this book will act as a solid foundation for your psychological interest. Have trust in this book. Thank you.